welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Life in Envelopes and I am Jennifer Bleacher. This channel is all about budgeting, paying off debt, and retiring early. So if those are topics that you are also interested in, then please like and subscribe to my channel. I just want to take a moment to thank everybody who has already watched videos on my channel or subscribed to my channel. This is officially my end of my first week. And I got an email from YouTube this morning telling me that I already had 900 minutes of watch time, which just blows me away. That just sounds like a lot. So thank you, everybody. I'm having so much fun doing this, and I really enjoy sharing it with you. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to do, I usually budget month to month. But the budget mom was saying if you get paid more than once a month, you should have a budget for each time that you get paid. So I'm going to try that this month. So the month is February. Does anybody else, when you spell it February, do you think February? No, I'm the only one? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I have set up my monthly budget here. My paychecks are in blue and my bills are in purple. I think next month what I'm going to do is have the first paycheck bills be one color and the second paycheck bills be another color. I think it'll help when I'm going to put information on my sheet here. This sheet was created by the Budget Mom, and I will put a link in the description box below. Okay, so our first paycheck came in on the 1st of February. Check number 1. And we budgeted $17.96. We're going to budget $17.96. That's based on the amount that was on the paycheck last month. I already know actually that it's $18.01, but I'm doing my budgeting numbers today, and at the end of the month we'll go back and do the actual numbers. So let's do the bills. Gas could be a cash envelope because it is a variable expense, but we do swipe our cards. So I put it up here in the bills and I don't take it out when I do the cash. So I had gas, and as you can see, I get gas every Sunday. So gas on the 2nd, and I'm going to budget $50 for that. Mediacom is our cable company. We don't actually have cable, we just have what do you call that? Is it our modem? It's, you know, like internet. We just have internet through them. And that's scheduled to come out on the 3rd. And I like to round up for my budgeted, so I'm going to say $93. And then school lunches. Normally, school lunches will not cost this much. We were not doing a really great job of tracking how much it cost and how much was in our lunch accounts, and we actually had to pay, we had a negative balance on my son's account. So this $100 includes the negative amount that we had to pay plus a month's worth of lunches for my son. So that's $100. I now know that a month's worth of lunches will cost us $55 for my son. So going forward, this cost will be $55. I will no longer be eating school lunches because once I started budgeting and looking into how much everything cost, I saw that my school lunches were costing $3.75 a month. And I'll just show you, I made a sticky note. My son's lunches are $2.75 a month, so that's $55 for 20 lunches. My lunches are $3.75 a month, well that's $75. So altogether this became $130, which we were not budgeting before at all. We just paid it and we didn't budget for it. That's a huge amount not to budget for. Now that I know, we will keep my son's lunches, but now I will be taking a lunch with me to school, so that we'll get that $75 back. Okay, then we have another Sunday, so gas again, budgeted $50. Then we have energy, and I'm going to round up in my budget, for my budgeted amounts, I'm rounding up to $64. Mary Greeley is a hospital near us, and my husband and I both have an account with them where we owe them money. So J is me, and D is for my husband, David. That both come out on the same day, 2/15. Mine is $30. This is an amount that I pay each month. And my husband is actually paying his off this month, so that's nice. We won't have that expense next month. Then we have another week, so another gas payment. Budgeting $50. I have a gym membership. When we started cleaning up our finances, I did cut out a lot of things from our budget. I tried to cut the gym out of our budget, but I had a contract with them. And if I canceled my membership, I had to go ahead and pay the amount I still owed in one lump sum. Well, that's just too much. It was too much for us to pay in one lump sum. So I'm continuing to pay my monthly amount until I'm able to cancel, which will be in May. And I will definitely be canceling that in May and then have that money available to put towards our debt snowball. Okay, this was only if I was going to continue getting school lunches, which I'm not, so I'm crossing that off. We get a bill from our city, which is water and power. I don't know if it's anything else, but it's definitely those two things. That's due on the 19th, and I'm going to we budget $300 for that. And then we have a bill that we pay to our doctor. We're on a payment plan with him, and this is for our whole family. So any expenses that our family has is lumped all together in one bill, and that's $50 a month on our payment plan. So those are all of my expenses. Now let's look at the cash envelopes. I have already made a cash envelope video for the first paycheck in February, and I will link it in the description box below. So my numbers here are going to be the ones that I already pulled the money out. I already put the money in envelopes, so I'm going to use those actual numbers here. These are a little different because after I made the video, I realized I needed to make a couple adjustments so that I have enough money in each account to cover our expenses when they are due. So this is the cash envelope section, and we have groceries, at $150 a week, and this pay period covers a 3-week period of time, so that's $450. And then we have spending money, and let's see, that is $20 a week for my husband and I. $40 times 3 weeks is $120. And then we have the sinking funds here. So we have, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to write them all down. I'll probably fast forward through this part and put in the amount that we're going to pay each one. Okay, in this section down here, this is where you would put, if you were doing a debt snowball, you would put that there. I also include in this section unbudgeted. I try to keep this, I'm going to try to keep this number low. We'll see how I do this month. Last month was awful. I spent almost an extra $1,000, which was horrible because then we had nothing left over to put towards debt snowball or anything else. This is if you're actually putting your extra money towards savings, which we are not doing at this time, so I'm just going to cross that off. And then in this section, I'm also going to add a category called rollover, because I'm not going to pay anything towards my debt snowball mid-month. I'd rather do it at the end of the month and roll over any extra money I have towards the last half of the month so that everything in the month is covered before we make a debt snowball payment. So now let's calculate all these numbers. So we started with $17.96. That is our income total. And then I'm going to add all these together to get a bill total. I'm probably going to fast forward this part. What I'm doing is I'm going to add it together, write down the total, and then I'm going to add it again to make sure that my numbers are correct. $8.75, yay! I have the correct amount there. So now we take $17.96 and we subtract the $8.75, and that leaves us with $9.21. Okay, so that's where we're starting when we take out money for our cash envelopes. So $4.50 plus $1.20 is $570. So $9.21 take away minus $570 equals $3.51. So I'm going to bring that up to the top here, $3.51. That's where we're at before we take out any money for sinking funds. So $3.51 minus $1.15 equals $2.36. Okay, so that's where we're at when we get to the extra debt section. My unbudgeted expenses, my budget for this is 0. The actual amount will probably be different, unfortunately. So then I'm going to put my rollover at $2.36. So $2.36 take away $2.36 leaves me at a 0 budget, which is my goal. I want a place for all of my money at the end of every paycheck. So if I do it right, at the end of every paycheck, I should end up with 0. So that's where we're at for the month of February. Thanks again for watching, guys. It was so great sharing this with you. I'm having so much fun making these videos. If you are also enjoying these videos, then please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.